Brothers, I'm back with another quick video. We're gonna talk about how black women, they change the narrative so much, and the reason they can get away with it is because light skinned men, y'all not, a lot of y'all just don't care, but y'all don't make y'all videos calling it out. But let's read the screen, and y'all probably gonna think, what the hell this video got to do with light skinned men? All this stuff has to do with y'all, brother, because at the end of the day, after all these females, they get ran through by niggas with bad character, specifically dark skinned niggas with bad character. And you as a light skinned guy, you don't want no leftover women, um, or you don't want to be a light skinned nigga with a light skinned chick with AIDS, or walk around with a dark skinned nigga's baby, and you reject that, they're gonna try to sabotage your image. All right, but let's read this screen. It says being a dark skinned man, 6 feet tall, with beard, with braids. I'm sorry, does not mean you are a top tier. Stop it. And you can't blame dark skinned men for feeling that way. Like I said, a lot of these black women, they overgas dark skinned men because they feel like they're humbling light skinned men. And they always end up backfiring on them because if you overgas anybody, they're going to have a God complex. It has nothing to do with your skin. It has to do with how you're raised. And light skinned men, we're not even arrogant. We never have been. And I can't speak for all light skinned dudes because some of them are. But like, it's not really in our DNA and our spirit to be like that. But let's just watch the video and see what they're saying.
Black women, have y'all seen this video?
Just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
So you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4". Only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that. If you add that on, so just if we.
And this brother said he's black. He didn't say that he was dark skinned. I don't know why she made it about dark skin. I mean, maybe that's who she's over infatuated, but who knows? But he said he's black. But you can't be mad at him for saying that. But that's all y'all gas men up for. That shows that black women don't care about character. But let's keep going.
You know, those figures, the things that women are attracted to. No, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, okay, right?
This would be very impressive on her end if she was 20 years younger. I tell you, when them bras they start getting sense when they get 30 and 40. They get sense when they get older. But I guarantee you, 10 to 20 years ago, she was not talking like this. And I could be wrong. She could have been. But when they get older, all of a sudden it's about character. Alright? Before that, it wasn't about that. It was about status, what they associated with a bad boy or a street nigga, or, whatever. Alright? And drama and chaos and where they can get the most attention at. But as soon as they get 40... and they start to get wrinkly and cellulite everywhere, all of a sudden it's about character now. They have to mature a little bit. But, let's see, go.
They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about.
First of all, shout out to this queen right here. Who is she? Do y'all see how she checked him? Baby, she ate that ass up. Okay? And that right there, black women, is the energy that y'all need to start having towards your so-called kangs. That right there is the energy that y'all need to start coming with. For some reason in our community, in the black community specifically, we think that men who have money, men who are 6'4", men who are dark skinned with braids and dreads, we think that those men are a prize. Forgetting all about character.
Yeah, because one, this is, y'all can call me misogynist or whatever, but this is why when you read the Bible, it tells you that that a woman is not supposed to be choosing her husband. Her father has to choose her husband for her, because to prevent things like this. It tells you to give your daughters to a man of understanding, or a man with morals. It eliminates, I'm not going to give my daughter to a street dude, or whatever they go, whatever chaos or whatever they're attracted to. You're supposed to give her a man of character. They're not supposed to be choosing their husbands for real, like that. I'm not saying that you have to be like a dictator over them, but you got to lead them in the right direction, because they ain't gonna choose the right thing no way. A woman.
Like, y'all really think tall dudes with money are a prize? When we sitting up here watching the way that these type of dudes treat women, we sitting up here watching it. I personally, and I'm just going to speak for me, guys, I am not interested in men who are 6'2" or taller.
Because you can't compete for them. You older now. And they probably won't even take you seriously. Alright, and the reason I'm bringing this up, because she made this about dark-skinned guys, but they always try to blame us for shit that dark-skinned men are doing. And she just admitted saying that that's what they do. But somehow it always get projected onto you, and it works because y'all don't say nothing anyway, at least on the internet. But let's keep going.
Especially if they are dark-skinned, especially if they have a nice build. And my reasons are because a lot of times these type of men with this type of aesthetic are no good. They're no good. In my personal experience, I have dated men who were 6'2", dark skin, nice build, very handsome, but they were not good men. They did not.
How long have you noticed that? All right. These females, the same reason why they don't like dark skinned men, or the same reason why they got with you, would be the same reason why they break up with you. You notice that? Like, these females will talk about how dark skinned men are rough around the edges, and they they try to act like street dudes to impress them, and how they get women, all this other stuff, just to turn around and break up with them for the same thing. It's just crazy. And now, the reason I bring this up is because we just seen that gay dude, Coach Anwar, lie on light-skinned men and say that we have God complexes, and all these black women, these older black broads who got took into Pound Town by dark-skinned men, and they're lying on light-skinned men's character, saying that we have God complexes and we this, that, and the third. And if that's the case, and you're basically implying that dark-skinned men are better. So if they don't never bash dark-skinned men, notice that. They just want to get in here and bash light-skinned men for not being interested in leftover women. And if dark-skinned men were any better, it's not to put down dark-skinned dudes, but if they were any better, then why are you divesting? Why are you looking for light-skinned? Why are you even talking about light-skinned men? All of a sudden, because now that you're older. And it's just crazy to me how you can't say that I'm full of crap, because over the last 50 years, that's what y'all overwhelmingly prefer, was darker men. Alright, so y'all been chasing after that status symbol of that community, and y'all been ignoring light-skinned men, because even y'all base skin tone based off of character. Black women do that themselves. Alright, and dark-skinned men. That triangle, dark-skinned men, dark-skinned women, light-skinned women, y'all associate character based off of skin tone. Y'all do. Y'all paint light-skinned dudes as frail, feminine, gay, clean-cut guys with morals who cry a lot, which is something that black women, not saying light-skinned dudes are like that, because I know some who's not like that, but y'all, that's basically qualities that y'all should look for in men. And y'all associate dark-skinned men with being a degenerate, breaking the law, basically being street dudes, rough around the edges, roughnecks, and y'all already know this stuff. Y'all know what y'all already know this stuff, and y'all reject light-skinned dudes because they're not viewed as a status symbol, or they're not viewed as cool, or whatever the case may be. or you just trying to humble light skinned dudes because you think he's so handsome and he goes out in public and women just looking at him, whatever the case may be. They overgas dark skinned men just to humble light skinned dudes, and it always backfires on their ass. Like, just notice how they overgas these dark skinned dudes just to humble light skinned dudes, and it literally backfires on their ass. And they also, throughout those years of trying to overgas dark skinned men, they was putting down light skinned men and humiliating light skinned men on apps, social media platforms, etc. And it always backfires on them. And it'd be funny if you light skinned dudes start making videos like me calling it out. That'd put the icing on the cake. Alright, but y'all ain't gonna, some of y'all are doing it. But notice how all of a sudden dark skinned men have bad character, which y'all already knew that because y'all made stereotypes based off of it, and that what aroused you at the time. Now that you're older, you want to go off the character now. Man, get the hell.
Want a relationship. They did not want a commitment. They were good for nothing else other than, I guess, if you just wanted to get laid. Or if you just wanted a good looking dude on your arm. Like, you're not going to get anything more out of these type of dudes. Because a lot of times they're only focused on their aesthetic. They're only focused on the fact that they're tall. So they're not paying attention to how they actually treat women. They've never had to actually be good men because women are just throwing themselves at them.
Now, don't that sound like the shit they project on the light-skinned men? They say that light-skinned men are pretty boys. We think we got God complexes, and women just throw themselves at us, so we have bad character. But the whole entire time, they know for a fact that's what dark-skinned men do, but somehow you get blamed for that. It's crazy.
So they've never had to worry about, am I an actual good man? Or do I just look good? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's almost like the really, really light-skinned girl with pretty, long, curly hair, but she's stuck up. It's because all the men want her because she's pretty, but what else does she have to offer? It's the same comparison, guys. Men who typically look like this guy are not good men. I don't care what anybody says. 99.9% of the time, you're not going to get a decent man.
And I don't know why she's using him for dark-skinned men. Like, he ain't even dark. Like, he's like damn the same color as her. They all three was light-skinned. So, I mean,
out of him.
A lot of
he's not going to settle down with you. And if he does, he's still probably going to cheat. Top-tier men is not about dark skin, tall, and having money. I don't know where the hell y'all getting that from. What makes a man a good man is how he values women.
And let me say this. These light-skinned broads who fall for the shit is stupid. Dark-skinned women just overgas. They do a lot of misdirection. Meaning what? They are overgas a dark-skinned guy to thank you to... Like, white women do this too. Because sometimes they do the opposite. Basically, they are overgas a man that they don't want to get you to think that's what they want so they can get your man. Alright, like I seen a white girl who was shitting on black guys, and she has a black baby daddy, and obviously she's into black men, but she'll lie and say that black men are this, that, and the third, just so she could turn around and get with one. Like, it's all type of manipulation tactics people be using, but...
treats women, how he respects the women that he comes from, how he treats and talks to his mother and the women in his family.
It's not all black women's fault because, like I said, most of these broads, they choose bad husbands and bad fathers a lot of times on purpose. But a lot of these young girls, they don't even know what to look for in a man because their dads was a certain type of way, or that's just used to that's what they usually are used to seeing is those type of men. So that's what they associate with it. So, I mean...
how he puts God first and allows God to lead him to where he can lead you. That's what makes you a top tier man. And a lot of black men really don't understand that. Black women don't even understand that. You think...
No, they don't. Thank you for saying that. Alright, but the only reason I made this video is because we always get blamed for other groups of people, what they're doing, especially what dark-skinned men are doing. Alright, but they, it's crazy.
That a man being tall and having money is a good man. You're a fool. Those are the worst men. What are you talking about? A lot of the shorter guys who are 5'10", 5'11", 5'9", some of those actually have better character. And I think it is because they've had to build character because they weren't tall. Because a lot of those shorter men are overlooked. Let's be honest. They are. So they've had no choice but to build character in order to get a woman. Does that make sense? Whereas the taller men are getting women just based off of them being tall. So they didn't have to worry about character and being a good person. And that right there is the problem. Y'all need to stop putting men who look like him on a pedestal. Because that's why he came on this podcast thinking that he was flexing, talking about, oh, I'm top tier, not to toot my own horn. Dude, the way that your hair is, that he's wearing his hair like he's a teenage boy. Men who are top tier do not have braids pulled.
But can you blame him for thinking that way? That's his experience. Like, that's what women gas him up for. Is, you know, how he look, because he's black and all this. Like, you can't blame him for it. All right, so I don't, you know, you can't really attack them, but it just shows that black women are the problem. All right. And then when they get older, they try to blame the men that they rejected and all type of stuff, but these brothers are supposed to be choosing their husband.
Back in their head. And I will tell this dude that straight up to his face. I'm about that life. You're not top tier, dude. Not with that hairstyle. Not with that hairstyle, you're not. So black women, please start paying more attention to character instead of worrying about how tall a man is, how dark he is, how his dreads look like. Y'all focused on the wrong things, and then you wondering why you steady getting played. You wondering why you keep ending up with men who ain't doing nothing but putting you on your damn back. Because you're not looking at the type of man that he is. Does he value women? That's what you need to be focused on, black women. Pay attention to how men value you. This man is not a prize, not by any shape, form of the word. Okay? And I'm so glad she checked him on that.